Hello. How are you? Yeah, thank you. My controller is completely jacked. I tried to save it earlier, and it's beyond saving. It's dead. I could probably still use it wirelessly, so it'd be a nice spare. But yeah. Instead of getting pissed off, I'm just gonna ask for help trying to get a new one. I don't think people will mind too much. It's not even... the buttons don't even work when it's connected anymore. It's completely screwed up. What happened to the last one as well. I don't know what's up with those controllers, but they work until they don't. And if you don't have a spare, you're just SOL. Luckily, I have a spare, so I can still play stuff. But Switch Pro controllers not that great, so making do with what I've got right now. I did a walk earlier today, and I felt in like minimal pain, so maybe another week of sitting around and not doing much. Hopefully. I'm pretty tired of Diablo 4, so back to playing random indie games. I tried playing it just now. It's just like really not feeling it anymore. A lot of people hate the direction the game is going. Like, I might play it here and there, but we'll make it a lot better over time. So, not really sweating it too much. Just don't feel like making this long-winded, dramatic video about why I'm not playing it anymore. I made some changes that nobody likes. Like, yeah, I was kind of overdosing on that game anyway. Rather put more time into it when it's better. Solo player experience in that game just got like really bad with the last year thing. Like, man, if I have to beg people to play me, I'd rather just play a fighting game. No, how do I just quit the run? I was already getting tired of having to add people as friends just to join a party. And like the mobile game has better matchmaking than that. It's pretty pathetic, honestly. How does the mobile game make it easier to get to a party than the $70 priced game? Yeah, but the controller I have, I use on everything, so it saves me money in the long run, even if they only last a year. Because the PS4 controllers, that's what I used before, and those things would crap out after a year too. They're like $10 more expensive. I can use that controller on everything, so even though they're not built to last, they're not the same price as the PS4 controller, and the buttons and the pad is better. It sucks that they don't make controllers like they used to, but trust me, it's not a decision I take lightly. There's like no other controller that has a good D-pad for that price. I play a lot of 2D games like this one I'm playing right now, so I really value having a good D-pad. It's just those 8-bit no controllers, they always crap out after like a year. I've had this one like a year and 3 months, so it's actually lasted about 25% longer than normal, but I'm tired of fighting with it. I didn't even get pissed off earlier. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna ask if I can raise like maybe like 20, 30 bucks. I think that'll be better for everybody. Trying to make it work. PS4 controller I really hate. The D-pad is not great, and it's micro USB instead of Type-C, so the cables gave out a lot. It was costing me a lot of money. You know, every year I have to buy a new controller, but it's better than the alternative. Type-C cables are just way more durable, so, and the connection is more stable as well. Probably try for a PS5 controller, but I've never really, I don't really have a lot of experience with those, so I don't want to cough up 70 bucks for a controller. I've only used it once. That was at the game center before they closed down. They had one there. It felt alright, but I don't know if it was worthwhile replacing. It seems a lot better than the DualShock 4. I actually thought the DualShock 4 was pretty not great. Especially because I was also replacing that damn thing every year too. Wasn't even like really saving me any money or convenience. I was losing money. Because I had to keep buying cables. Nah, you get what you pay for with controllers for sure. It's just DualShock 4 is not that great for how much it costs. Thing is just unreliable. It's just really unreliable. Switch Joy-Cons all over again. You can't count on those things in a pinch either. Went through a ton of Joy-Cons. Like, man, I'm not even like playing that much. I don't play like 16 hours a day. It's like a normal amount of time playing. The damn thing couldn't even handle that. Like, it's like normal, like 2 to 4 hours a day, like normal working adult amount of game time, if even that. And those things would crap out in like 2 months. Pretty ridiculous. Joy-Cons are a meme. It's not worth the convenience. They're just not built to last. not fun fight. Runs away and spams projectiles. They hate bosses like this. There's no parry or anything. You can't just, like, dodge it. There's, like, no time to fight that guy. Why do they make boss fights like that? This guy's just gonna be a coward and just spam and, like, never let you attack him. That boss sucks. I hate fighting him. Give in more melee attacks so I can actually do something. Instead of just running away and shooting. Coward boss fights like that are always the worst. It's not fun to fight some lame wizard that just stands back and shoots non-stop. It doesn't do anything else. It's lame. He better drop a good upgrade. The other bosses are way more fun to fight than he is. Stupid boss fight. Give me somebody who fights melee at least most of the time. And doesn't just stand in the corner and shoot. Always the worst bosses in melee action games. Cowards that just sit there and shoot. At least they give you a choice. After I get to unlock him, I'm never fighting that boss again. It's so boring. You never get to attack. You're standing there. He only stays vulnerable for like 2 seconds and then he starts doing it again. Bosses like that are trash. No fun to fight. More fun losing to a boss when it feels like you have more openings that you're missing. It's like, nope, you can't attack that guy safely at all. 90% of the time he's running away. Like, just stop making bosses like that. Nobody likes them. The bosses are a really big difficulty spike. It's mostly that stupid lame-ass wizard is the only one I've had a lot of trouble with. Or it just feels like a boss for a wrong game. If he was in like a Contra clone, he'd be like completely fine. Or like a Mega Man clone or something, but in this game he feels really out of place. It's just not really not a really interactive boss fight. That's kind of the problem with it. You know, the hammer might actually be better on this boss. Because he doesn't really let you attack him that much. Bosses like this just really push doing as much damage as possible because there's zero fun. They're like not really interactive boss fights. Well, hopefully if I manage to beat him, he gives some kind of item. And I'll just never choose that boss fight again, because the other ones are way better. But every melee action game has a shit boss fight. This one's no different. It's just I don't understand why you'd make a boss like that in a game like this. I know that they're going to get a lot of complaints about it, I'm sure. It's not like it's impossible, it just takes a lot of patience. You can't really speed it up. It feels kind of like an auto-scroller. It's like when they nerfed the first boss in Wo Long. It's like, yeah, putting a boss like that that's making people read fun in the first 30 minutes of gameplay is probably not a good idea. I mean, yeah, that boss is like a good skill check for sure. Make sure you understand the mechanics, but you know people are gonna refund it, right? They have every right to refund it because the game is $60. It's expensive. I think people are in the right to like refund something if they're getting pounding in the first hour. You know, I totally get it. Not everybody has that masochistic personality you need to play video games sometimes. People were complaining they nerfed it. I'm like, well, they did that kind of as a business decision. They probably saw that like a big chunk of the people that bought the game didn't even beat the first boss. I'm like, yeah, you kind of need to nerf it at that point. And if you don't nerf it, you're gonna get review bombed and mass refunded, and the companies don't want that either, of course. Kind of what Diablo 4 is doing, except they're nerfing the fun out of that game and people are pissed. I'm like, yeah, it's not really worth getting pissed over. The game's got a great foundation, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing with it. Stop nerfing the fun. Stop making it harder and harder to play the game solo. That's what's really driving me away from that game, not the nerfs. Nerfs are kind of whatever. It's just the nerfs make it more and more not fun to play as a solo player. The social aspect of the game sucks. You can't get in a party without being in a Discord and begging somebody to play. You can't just like join a room like every other game in existence. Like, yeah, well they fixed that. It's not so frustrating to play solo, then I'll check it out again. It's pretty laughable that the mobile game is has better matchmaking than the big new AAA $70 game. They're making more money off people playing that game than the average person that plays the mobile game. But they can't even take the good aspects of that game, like the fact that you could get into a party pretty quickly. I think it'll be a better game later on. But I think nerfing so much stuff while the game's servers barely work. It's understandably pissing people off. Like, yeah, you should buff the useless stuff in the game first. And then you should make it so that it doesn't lag like you're playing on dial-up. Then maybe you should look into buff nerfing stuff. Not the other way around. Says a lot when a company is focused on removing the fun from the game over making it actually function. The Discord is funny because everybody hates it so much. You don't care about the functionality. We'll make sure you're not having fun first. Can't even destroy these things, you just gotta stand here and wait. What a shit boss fight. Team-ass boss. More running away and shooting. Great boss. Ah! Back normally. Endless projectiles, man. Not fun. I wish you could at least, like, knock all that shit back at him or something, instead of just stand there and wait. I hate boss fights where you just stand there and wait. You can't, like, interact with him in any way. He should be in a fucking Mega Man game, not a game where I have only melee weapons. Sucks to fight. Better give something good. Shit boss fight. I'm just gonna stand over here and be a coward. Spam the same move over and over where I can't attack. I can't even rush him down. He has to stand there and wait like a full minute. Gonna make a shit boss fight like this, he should have like 3 health. Boring, just standing there. No agency. Have to do it to unlock something that it's just not fun to fight at all. Stop making fucking lame-ass wizard boss fights in melee games. The worst. I'll try Mega Man X Dive offline, maybe. I didn't like the gameplay in that game. The gameplay kind of sucked. It felt really clunky. Moving the character didn't feel good, and the fighting didn't feel good either. It just felt really weak. Really weak. It wasn't fun. I couldn't get hooked on that game at all. I tried it. It's just like, man, do these people even know what, like, makes Mega Man fun? Because the controls sucked. I hated the controls in that game. The fighting sucked, too. That's the other thing. It felt worse than the actual games in, like, every way. But maybe with an offline version, maybe people will make, like, physics mods for it or something. The physics were all messed up. It didn't feel like a Mega Man game. Pretty much felt like every other franchise gacha game that doesn't play like franchise it's supposed to be from. Not always a bad thing, but there's a lot of fighting and jumping in that game, and neither of them feel very good. It doesn't feel like actual Mega Man. I know there were a lot of other problems with that game too, like PvP and everything. Just with it offline, you won't have to deal with that shit anymore. Probably get some fun out of it. It's cool that they're doing that regardless. I might not like that game much, but it's cool that they're taking a dead mobile game and actually preserving it instead of just letting it die. I played that game for like only a few hours. I didn't think it was worth even my time, let alone my money. The DMC mobile game is made by the same people, and that game's got the same problem. Like just missing the mark on how it's supposed to play. The game from that franchise is supposed to play. Like, if you can look past that, it's fine. It's not a bad game at all, but it's got the name of the franchise on there, and it doesn't feel like one. That's pretty much what Mega Man X Dive was. You go download a ROM for the old game and have, like, better gameplay, no loot boxes. They're trying to get that much money out of me. The gameplay should be, like, at least on par with the main games. If it's worse, then I'll just keep playing the old games. That's pretty much exactly what I did. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, it's possible people might, they might mod that game. I think that game is made on Unity, so mod sport probably wouldn't be too out of the question. Somebody might just make a physics mod for it, like they do for the Sonic games. They just put, like, better physics in those games randomly. I think if they did that, I probably would play it a lot. I thought the controls were honestly awful. Plus, the game had auto aim too, so it felt like half automated. Like, the challenge, the platforming was actually pretty well designed, but the combat felt really half-baked. Yeah, you just auto aim and you just kind of push the button. There's no thought or positioning required. Just push the button. Skip. Of course, there's no skip. Can't even speed through the text. You're gonna give me something for this? I don't play these games to read plot. Come on. I don't care. Skip. How long is this cutscene? Can I play? Punishment. I'm stuck reading this. I can't even speed it up. Alright, I really don't care about the story. Thank you. I don't even get anything for watching that. Oh, maybe I do. I wonder why Max Dive is shutting down. I think it actually was making quite a bit of money. I wonder why it's shutting down, but it's cool that they're preserving it anyway. I just didn't think that game was that great. I thought it was average at best. It didn't really replace the old games. I don't think it was really trying to, but... felt like a cheap imitation, pretty much. Like, yeah, you can go buy the Mega Man X collection for like $20 and get a better experience. There's no cash shop or microtransactions. guess I can't get that new hammer, huh? Would have been nice to have. I don't think there's any way I can harvest any more money out of here, can I? Oh, actually there is. There's probably another combat room down there. If I could beat this boss once, I'd probably get an upgrade for it, so I think it's worth the frustration. Even though it's a shitty boss fight. 25 more money. That hammer's got more boss damage, so anything will help on that boss. Just spend so much time not actually fighting it, just waiting. Give me a combat room. There we go, good. Well, the charge is not going to do anything on this boss. Boss room is here, so let's go get that hammer. See if I can beat this shit boss once and for all and never fight it again. That's the goal. Bosses like this always trigger me. I'm just gonna stand here and shoot, not really engage you in a meaningful way. Just stand there. Yeah, man. You can do that in a Mega Man game, not in a melee action game. That is just painful. I think it's mostly the second phase I need to get down. I got his first phase down pretty well. But this boss fight is kind of just... You want to stack damage, because you can't really be aggressive. He forces you to stand there and wait, which is boring and frustrating. Especially in a permadeath roguelike. Makes it worse. Let's try this again. I'll have a decent chance. Can't attack him at all while he's doing this. runs toast. Played it too many times. Now he really doesn't let you do anything. Boss fight. Boss seriously needs to have like 10% of the health. I'm just gonna fight a different boss. I can't take this shit boss anymore. Zoners ruin every game. Especially the fucking roguelike. Like, dude, I don't even want to fight this boss once. Not alone every single time I play. Shit boss fight. At least I got an item. Cutscene I can't skip. No, I don't think so. They were actually out at the same time. I doubt it. Dive just doesn't play like a Mega Man game. That's the problem with it. I think for a mobile game, it actually wasn't bad. I mean, the gameplay is still active. It's just like dumbed down and not as good as a real Mega Man game, but it was still decent enough, I would say. It's just the controls sucked, and that's like the main reason I like the Mega Man X games and the Zero games, because the controls are really good. Nah, I think they know better than to tease a mobile game for core gamers like that. For their sake, I hope they know better than that. I'm pretty sure X Dive came out around the same time as the collection, so I really don't think that was it. Very low chance. Alright, let's fight a different boss, because I don't have that much more time left anyway. I think I'll just do that boss when I have more upgrades. That's the kind of boss you just want to not respect and just burst down, because it's not fun. Let's fight one of the other bosses. I like the big lightning boxer guys. It's a much better fight, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm like not getting any upgrades, but I keep constantly dying to that lame-ass wizard. Getting nowhere fast. No, I think they were teasing an actual X9, but you gotta keep in mind the COVID and everything. Maybe they got to put those people on another game or something. At the same time, I don't think it takes a lot of effort to make a Mega Man game these days. I mean, indie devs do it with nowhere near the resources of Capcom. I wonder what's happening with that. I mean, this year is the 30th anniversary, so Mega Man X1 was 93. So if they're gonna do something, or at least announce something, it'll probably be this year. But then again, the 25th anniversary for original Mega Man, the classic Mega Man, passed, and they didn't do anything. They put out Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, which they didn't even make. That was an indie game, a fan game. They paid the guy to make it official. I don't know. The anniversary doesn't really have much bearing on anything. I think the network collection is the Mega Man game this year. Yeah, people were pissed when that happened. I'm like, dude, you can't even make a collection for his 25th anniversary. So you're just gonna get a fan to make the game for you. People were very unhappy about that. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's pretty weak, honestly. I hope that guy got paid well. I hope he didn't settle for like peanuts. I hope he at least got a few grand for doing that. Like, yeah, you guys have enough money to make a Mega Man game. I know you got enough people. It doesn't take like a huge AAA team to make a Mega Man game these days. It definitely takes more people than it did back in the old days, but they should be able to make one of those pretty fast. Like, nope, we're gonna get a fan to do it. We're not even gonna try. It'd be funny if that happened with Corrupted, but Corrupted is never gonna come out. Corrupted is just feature creep. That guy doesn't know when to just stop and just release what he has. I feel like if Capcom was gonna cease and desist it, they would have done it years ago. I think he would have an honest chance of them making that an official game, but he just doesn't want to ever stop working on it. I was waiting for that game like fresh out of high school, like 17 years ago. It's still not out. At least he started taking help from, I guess, people in his community that can program and like design levels and stuff are helping him now. Maybe there's a higher chance it will ever actually finish, but you know, he's not getting paid to make it, so he just keeps adding more and more and more stuff to it. I gave up waiting on that game pretty much. It's been showing more gameplay lately, but it's mostly just there's no budget, there's no publisher or anything telling them to release the game. He's just been working on it like his entire adult life. The guy's gotta be pushing 40 by now. He was like late teens, early 20s when he started. He's gotta be older than me. Think about how long that is. 17 years he's working on it. Man, how do you work on one project that long? It's a big deal that like AAA games are taking like 5-6 years to make now. Can you imagine 17? That's pretty nuts. He's been working on that for like 3 console generations. I'll be shocked if it ever gets released, and I'll be more shocked if Capcom actually claps back at him. I really don't think they will. I really don't think they care. I think they know it'll never get finished. Like, yeah, we got nothing to fear from this guy. He's never going to release the game. You can find tracks from the game that were made like, no joke, like 16 years ago. If people don't believe me, like, yeah, he's been working on that game for almost 2 decades. It's like the longest developed game of all time. I think what he's shown has been pretty solid, but I think the guy is just a perfectionist. He might also have, like, I've never talked to him before, he might have some kind of fear that he's going to get cease and desisted, but I really don't think Capcom cares. I think if they were going to do something about it, they would have. If anything, I think the most that they would do to that game is probably either cease and desist it when it gets released, like AM2R, which means nothing because it's on the internet and it'll spread like crazy. Or they might approach him to make it an official game, like port it to consoles and maybe have like certain things that they want added. That's more likely. It's like Duke Nukem Forever and Mega Man X Corrupted are like the longest developed vaporware games. It's the difference is that Mega Man X Corrupted actually looks pretty good. It's just the guy is never happy and he doesn't want to release anything. I really don't think Capcom would do anything. I think they know how much they get hate for doing that. Especially when they did Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, they paid that guy. Yeah, he legit has been working on that game for like almost 20 years now, so I think he's a good example of why games have, you know, game developers. They should ask, like, why isn't this in the game? And, you know, they always say there's no time. It's like, why can't you get some time? I think that game is a good example. I'm sure we get some sick games out of stuff being in development for like 17 years, but it's just not sustainable. Especially when it's like an actual business. An actual business. You're not going to get 17 years of dev time. 5 is like already a lot. Actually paying people to work and not just doing it in your spare time. It seems like it might actually come out soon, but it's hard to tell. I think the big step to that game actually coming out is the fact that people in his community are working on it. He has help with like the level design and the music and stuff. And I guess there's beta testers now that aren't just him, so that helps. That helps the reality of it might actually come out someday. But I'm still very skeptical. That game was coded in Flash originally. That's how old it is. It was legit coded in Flash because that game predates like pretty much every modern game engine. It predates like Unity and like Game Maker Studio, a bunch of stuff. All that stuff came after he started working on that game, so it was a big deal for him to. It was a big deal for him to put it on a more modern engine. All right, I'm gonna try one thing and then I gotta go. Oops. It will be funny if they cease and desist it the day it comes out. I think it'll be hilarious if that happens. I don't think it will, but I really don't think they're threatened by it. It's like shutting down AM2R did absolutely nothing. That's weird. Doesn't even want to load. I was thinking maybe this game is old enough that I could stream it, but it's not wanting to work. Nobody can buy the game anymore, so good luck getting help. That's weird. It works fine. Let's see if this works. So far, so not good. That's weird. Transformers works fine. I think it would be verified if you could still buy it, but you can't anymore.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Nice. Maybe some of these games don't like desktop mode. I wonder why it's doing that. It's really strange. Huh. I could probably stream those games just fine. They're really low spec 3D games, but it's just not wanting to do it right now. They are all like 10-year-old games, so even the Steam Deck could probably stream them just fine. I'll have to look into it later. It's kind of average. It looks nice. It looks nice, but kind of plays kind of boring. It's also got the Turtles problem of the characters have really nice sprites. They're all mostly play the same. I hope they'll work on it more. Yeah, I probably would not. I probably would not buy that game. This doesn't feel like it really does anything that great. I did watch Toxic Crusaders as a kid, so I mean that helps its case. But felt like a pretty below average beat 'em up. It's not bad or it's not good. It's just kind of average. It's really hard to make a beat 'em up after Streets 4. I'm glad people still try, but a lot of them honestly are just like way worse than that game. They don't even feel as good as like really old ones. It's already kind of turned off by all the characters basically being the same. Because that's what I hated about Turtles. Let's just make these beautiful sprites, but then all the characters are basically clones. Really killed the replay value of that game for me. At least make them play a little bit differently. Not the exact same. But that Toxic Crusaders game has the exact same problem. Moveset's pretty small. I hope the Double Dragon game will be good, but there's like not much gameplay for that either. I'm looking forward to it. I wish they had put a demo out for that last week. I would have played that. They're really hush hush about that game. They've shown like a couple minutes of gameplay and that's it. All right, well I gotta go. See if I can get Transformers to work again, and I might come back after I'm done. But I gotta start working here. I might actually order some dinner as well. I think eating more has helped with my pain and stuff. So I'll see you guys later. Hi, kitty. I don't have the camera. What you doing, girl? Hey. You ready for dinner? Yeah. Daddy's gonna get off his games now and feed you, okay?